Hey everybody, it's Christy and
Nancy
from Tales of the Ravenous Reader, and we're here today with Marie Lou. So excited to have her here at Kepler's. Out on tour. Thank you for visiting us again. You were just here.
I'm so excited to be here.
We're so happy that you're here.
We're so excited to have you here.
Thanks for having me here.
And we're here supporting
Warcross, which is amazing. Yay!
So amazing. It was really great on audio. We both listened to it.
Yes.
It was really, really good on audio.
So great on audio.
Really good. It's just a great period. Thanks for breaking our hearts.
Guys.
It is a heartbreaker, and it's still great.
Thank you.
And there's more coming. So we know you're going to break us further. When I was reading this, I was texting another friend of mine. I'm like, how could she do this to us? And she was like, you know you're reading a Marie Lou book, right? Like, that's totally
one of these
normal.
days I will write something that doesn't have a setting.
Aren't you in like an anthology that has a happy story at some point?
No.
Can't even get a short story.
I know. I gotta do it one of these days.
Someday, but not
Someday.
today. Today is
But
not
not
that
today.
day. Today is not that day. Maybe in the sequel.
Maybe.
I don't know about that.
Maybe.
So we have just a few questions for you. Nancy, you want to start?
Yes, so in regards to Warcross, are you a player, hunter, hacker, or pawn?
Probably a player. I like to play video games. I started playing when I was really young, and my first game system was the Sega Genesis.
Love that system.
Oh my god, so fun. I played it into the ground. And my parents had to confiscate it and locked it in the
Oh my
attic.
goodness.
The whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You have one now?
I did actually buy a new modded version that they released. I saw it at like Bed Bath & Beyond of all places. Like, I went into Bed Bath & Beyond to get a trash can, and I left with a Sega Genesis.
That just
and I
like
didn't get the trash can.
That's amazing. That's literally how it works in Bed Bath & Beyond.
Right, exactly. You leave, you're like, what happened? I don't know what just happened, but I've left with things that I don't necessarily need.
So you're a player.
I'm a player.
Tell us more about that.
Well, as in, like, I play games and stuff.
I
see. So I don't know if I would be good at Warcross. It seems really stressful. I'm more of a, not necessarily zen, but just, not games that are super competitive in that way. The one exception being Mario Kart.
We were going to ask you about
that one.
Yeah, it may have been kind of obvious in the book, but I played a lot of Mario Kart when I was younger. And am really brutal when I play it. Like, I'm usually a nice person, I like to think, but not when I play Mario Kart.
You're like the red shell thrower and
Oh yeah,
the banana peels are all over.
Yeah, I had a bunch of friends when I was interning at Disney, and we would play together. And I was like one of the enforcers, so we split ourselves up into teams, and I was the one who would smash into people and drive them off the road so that one of our team members
You're one of
could
those
go
people.
forward.
I see.
I know.
You always need one of those on your team, though.
Well, now we know. Now we know who it is. Now we totally know who it is. Do you have a favorite Mario Kart? Like which one?
You mean like which of the games? We were playing Mario Kart 7 on the DS, and it was so fun because they hadn't quite fixed a bug yet, which was it allowed you to drift like endlessly.
Oh.
So if you knew how to drift, and you were really good at switching back and forth, you could just escape everybody, like the whole pack.
That's amazing.
It was hard to do, but you could do it. And then in the next iteration, they took that out because they realized people were doing it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Is there a character you usually play?
I usually played as Yoshi in like or Yoshi or like Luigi in either. If I wanted to go fast, I would choose Yoshi in the egg cart. If I'm the enforcer, then I'm Luigi in like a giant Cadillac or something.
So you can just beat people off the road. I see how it is. I see how it is. So we have your fan mailbox here.
Yay!
So sorry to say, I know they sold out like really fast. So if you didn't get one, so sorry. But there's like a bunch of amazing things in here, including a really awesome piece of artwork that I want to share because it's so beautiful. I mean, there's multiple pieces of artwork in
We
here.
haven't actually gotten to look through.
Really?
This box.
Okay. Well, here I'm gonna give it to you.
Are we doing an unboxing?
We're doing an unboxing. You want to share about the items in here because you got to pick some of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, and then there. This also came with. It didn't fit, so it's a little journal.
Phoenix
Writers. So cute. So
I love these candles. I saw these on Twitter.
it smells so
They
good.
smell so good.
I know.
Oh, that's so
Did you get to
soothing.
pick this?
I think I was just told about the scent, and it sounded delicious. And it smells delicious. That's awesome. Okay, here. And these bracelets. Okay, so this one says fighter. That's because it's one of the 5 like positions on a Warcross team. There's a captain and a fighter and a shield, a thief, and an architect, which is yeah, those are the 5. So this one is the fighter.
Do all the boxes have the same one, or they all have different
They all
ones?
have different ones.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, so depending on what you are. Oh, I haven't seen this before, so you guys can see that. It's a little Emika Chen. She is so cute.
Look at her.
Aw, what a box.
I'll email Rose and Jenny afterwards, and I'll be like, Marie needs a box.
These are so cute. Then there's a bookmark and a book plate, a great sticker that says oh, I can't read it backwards. Every locked door has a key,
Yeah.
which is one of Emika's tattoos that she has. This is my artwork that I included. This was one of my early sketches of Emika. So, yeah, I really enjoyed doing that.
That was my favorite part of the box.
Thank you.
Seriously, my favorite part of the box. I was like, oh my gosh, look at this art. It's so great. So good.
Thank you. For every locked door has a key. Yeah. And then the book. And a keychain. Yeah.
So what was the process
so
like to put it together? Because it's, it's a partnership with Fan Mail, right?
Right. They were so fantastic and made it so easy. Jenny sent me a carton full of the prints of Emika, and I just watched a show and signed all of them and sent it back to her.
I love that they were hand signed. Everybody's like, are you sure they're hand signed? I'm like, there's totally ink on
They
that.
were definitely
Totally.
hand signed. Yeah,
It's
I remember
amazing.
because I was watching some episode of Black Mirror, I think.
It's amazing.
When I was signing them.
Well, thank you for sharing that box with us.
Thank you guys for sharing it.
Yeah, I know.
So while we're waiting for the sequel, what should we be reading? What should we be watching? And what should we be playing while we're waiting?
Yeah. There's a couple of really amazing books coming out. Force of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow is this awesome, lush, dark fantasy it's like Snow White, but retold from the Evil Queen's point of view. Set in this really lush East Asian world. It's a debut novel. It's fantastic. Speaking of fantasy, if you haven't read Saba Tahir's and Ember in the Ashes, please start reading it. The first 2 books are out. I think it's going to be a quartet, so really excited
And beautiful
about the
new
next
covers.
one. And beautiful new covers.
Yes.
Get the paperbacks. They look so good. I think mine are sitting in my house. I'm on tour, so I'm gonna go back home and get my box of new Saba books. So those are 2. Stephanie Perkins has There's Someone in My House coming out really
Which
soon.
is coming next week.
Yeah, I know, so soon, and it sounds like it's going to be this amazing horror slasher story, and the cover is gorgeous. It's like dark and ominous and pink. It's great. So what I'm reading, what am I playing?
Yeah, what should we be playing and what should we be watching?
Okay, so I just finished playing this really creepy 2-hour-long game on the Xbox called Inside. I think it's on both Xbox and PS4. It's by a company called Playdead, which made Limbo, which was like a huge indie hit. And it's basically this really eerie, dark, atmospheric game where you play as this character who wakes up in the woods and he doesn't know why he's there. And then he gets up and realizes there's people after him. There's like no words spoken to anyone in the game, so you have no idea what's going on. And you just figure out the controls as you go. And eventually you make your way into this factory where there's like these zombie people heading inside, and you have to like kind of play along to figure out the mystery. It's so fantastic. And
It's only 2 hours long?
It's only 2 hours,
Wow.
2 or 3 hours long. You just breeze right through it. Don't play it late at night because it's kind of scary.
It sounds like
Yeah,
it. We'll be
but
sleeping after that.
it is really cool and kind of bizarre, and I really enjoyed it.
It's console only, not PC.
It's console only. It's on the Xbox and the PS4, I think. Yeah.
So what should we be watching?
Well, if you are done with reading Warcross, you might want to watch Black Mirror. It's kind of in that realm of really near future science fiction. You know, who knows what's going to happen next, and each episode stands alone, and a lot of them are really unsettling in how they talk about social media and the advent of technology. My favorite episode is in season 3, called San Junipero.
I saw Twitter just go crazy over that.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It's one of the best hours of television out there. He won an Emmy this year, so kind of says something about it.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us. I have one final question, and you can choose to answer it or not because it's kind of a little spoilery for people. So there's a certain character who shows up in Warcross that's a little familiar to us Legend fans. And so, you know, we noticed a little Easter egg. So obviously Warcross is in the same world as Legend. And that's intentional, we're assuming. So are there other Easter eggs that you want to point out in the story? And are we going to see along the way more of that integration?
Yeah, it is set in the same universe. Warcross is technically set maybe 80 years before the events of Legend. So the story should match up with the storyline of Legend in that way. And there's not going to be anything super obvious. Like it stands alone by itself, so you don't have to read Legend if you want to read Warcross. But I do try to put in little bits and pieces of fun things for fans to catch if they can.
There were several in there. Yeah. Thank you so much for sitting with us and for coming to see us.
And for this. I'm so happy about it. Love it so much.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Very
lovely.
So
all right,
totally inspired.
Yeah, I know, right? Nancy, like, to see you cosplay like this, I was like, she's like buying stuff on eBay. So excited. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.